Welcome to my first forging video. Today I'll be making a twisted handled meat fork. As you can see, we're all ready to go with the material I'm using already in the forge. Here I'll take it out for you so you can see it looks like a long bolt. I'm going to see what that head does later once it's all heated up, but for now just wait a bit. Alright, and first heat, let's see what that bolt head is gonna do when I hit it. You can't see it from afar, but it seems to be opening up and comes off. There we go. Put that back in the forge, and I'll grab what turned out to be a nut and show you guys. See that? What looked like a bolt was actually just a rod with a nut rusted onto it. I had that piece for quite a while. Alright, here I'm just gonna flatten out the divots from where the nut was so that all is nice and clean. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, this being my first actual video and all. But hey, comment down below what you'd want me to say in the next few. Alright, I'm going to open up the back of the propane forge here with using a stick because it is very hot. And my propane forge has an openable back, as you can see, and we'll see again shortly from much closer. There we are. Allows me to put long pieces into the forge and heat up the middle part of it, which will come in handy while bending this piece. Alright, now I just want to remind all of you, it is in my description, but do not copy anything I do. I am probably doing it very wrong and in a very unsafe way. So here I am, just putting that at about 90 degrees before hammering it flat on the anvil, which I do miss a couple times, and it kind of went a lot better than it should have. I did end up with a little bit of a overlap on it, which isn't too bad, but it uses more forge time. Now that we're done with that, I close up the back, and I don't know what I just did. Anyway, here we are, just opening that up, getting rid of the overlap. And if you look closely, that loop is not very good, so fix that up a bit. And then I'll probably end up working on the next side in a bit. Maybe one more heat. No, I'll work on the fork part of it. Now, you will see me take out a few different tools on the anvil in a while from now, but they are all made by myself. I made them. I don't believe I made any of them through forging, though, which is kind of disappointing considering I am a blacksmith, and probably would have ended up much better if I did. So, welcome to my channel, and I know I can say welcome and not welcome back, because this is really my first video where you see who I am and hear who I am. A little bit of information about me is that I am a kind of self-appointed blacksmith. I am certified, but I don't have much experience, and that can be used as a disadvantage or an advantage. It means that basically every video I will record for the next while, there's a thumbs down, not sure why, anyway, every video I will record for the next while is going to be me learning with you. And again, comment down below questions for me to answer and talk about. Please, it's not gonna be very fun. Anyway, what you see me using here is actually a... forgot the name there. Jackhammer. Yes, a jackhammer bit that I found in a dump yard that was not supposed to be a dump yard and was really just some construction crew littering and was there for years and years. So I took that and I used it as my chisel for certain things. Obviously not everything. That would not go very well. My setup is mostly just a self-made propane forge, a little grinder that you can see back there, and a full vise you can see while I'm not in the way, which I currently am. You can see its leg. Oh, see it a bit there. Anyway, as back to the meat fork, I'm currently opening it up so that I can then bend it into a fork-like shape, and it's not going the best. You'll notice I speed up every time while it's in the forge. That is because that I probably forge less than the amount of time it's in the forge. It's not very quick to heat up. Anyway, again, I'm really sorry I don't have anything to say. This is my first video. I will repeat, and probably repeat again. It's kind of stressful, but hey, at least I am getting graded on it. Which, yes, I am going to use this video and this exact recording to get a grading in one of my classes. And yes, I am in school. I am a currently 15-year-old who is in winter forging, and I believe it's -8 out on the day that I'm actually forging. It's kind of warmer on the day I'm audio recording, but every once in a while you might see my breath. Here I'm kind of not great at getting it in. It's about wider than my forge entrance. I still think about what would have happened if I would have just opened the back and stuck it in. Anyway, as you can see, I've got it at a nice flat edge, and oh, there it goes. Well, as being in the future of when the video is recorded, I can tell you that this is not turning out well. And it looks very good at the end, which sadly I did not show before sending it off to the buyer, which actually I made this for my father's birthday, so it wasn't really a buyer, it was just the person I gifted it to. I spent about a total of probably around 20 hours learning from my smithing teacher, which is why I can't really follow safety regulations properly. And he was really nice. He was only in my area, which he was still like almost an hour away. For a few months, I got him during that time, and then for some reason there was a divorce and he moved away. And now I don't have a sweater. Yeah, I may or may not have forgotten about that. Anyway, as you can see, I do wear quite the large headphones. I wear these simply because that I listen to music underneath, and the sound of the forge combined with the hammering is much too loud for the human ear and can cause temporary hearing loss, which I do not enjoy. So, back to having nothing to talk about. That red box behind me is organized. I have, I think, 4 bins of metal behind that propane behind the forge from this angle. Sorry, I'm not the best at talking either. But you can see my drill press. That blue box on the wall is a heater for when I'm not forging and it's cold out. There I go, showing off a hammerhead and being back at the forge. Oh, you can see my vise now. It's right on the left. It's left on the left. Anyway, there's a wooden shield up on a shelf on the right wall that is accompanied by a wooden sword, 2 wooden swords actually. Yeah, here I've got a pretty good handle on the shape of the tongs for the forge. I think they're called tongs. Wait, no, maybe. Who knows? Not me. You can see they're going pretty well. I am going to ruin that soon. It's not gonna be pretty. So, anyway, back to having... Yes, that painting up there is a painting that is shown in a previous video of mine where I am not seen. It is shown being made by someone I purchased it off of. And I believe it was my mother recording that one. And I'm off screen. And I'm back. And without a glove. And cracking my neck. Anyway, my hair is decently long. There is a board by a window. I don't know why I'm dancing. Or stretching. I think I was supposed to cut out this part. Oh well, that would have saved time on the video. But I'm audio recording now, so that's too bad, so sad. At the window you can see a board. You can't really tell, but that board is full of nails. When I first started practicing smithing, I had terrible accuracy with the hammer. So I took that board and I don't remember how many nails. I don't know. I think 18, 3 rows of 6. Or more, I don't know. Might have been 24, because 3 rows of 8. Anyway, and I hammered them in and out repeatedly without bending them. And I say without bending them, but that's because that I had to replace them a lot. In the end, they weren't being bent. You should really think about commenting and asking questions in that comment about things I can talk about. Because I don't really know what to say in these videos. Or this video and future ones. And you probably won't see another video from me in a while, because that, well, it's winter, and it's very cold, and I say very cold, and I mean it goes down to like, probably around -20 to -30 where I live, which is very cold for me, and even with the forge, it's -8 there, and you can see my breath. So, yeah, there, I ruined it. Yeah. Anyway, some of you may or may not notice that on the left table, the right table, sorry, there are some vices, clamps, yeah, they're called clamps when it's that small and in that shape, holding something together. What they are holding together is what will become the guard for a katana I'm making my uncle. For some reason, this uncle of mine lives in California instead of me, so he gets to do outdoor things all year round when I don't. Here we are, past halfway through the video. I hope you're enjoying it. I've run out of things to say, so let me think for a while. Okay, thinking is not my thing. The forge is at around, I think, 1,000 to 1,200 degrees at the moment. The hammer I am using is a ball peen hammer, and my favorite of 3 hammers of which I own. The tongs I am using, I don't remember the name of, but it's one of 3 I own and is the best one I could find for this project. My anvil is not a very big anvil, especially compared to most smiths. Even some people who aren't smiths, which I'm kind of sad about. And my skills aren't that great, but I work and I try and I learn. And there, the tongs are half decent. I don't know what I just did, but it happened. Anyway, back to having nothing to say. Because I'm gonna be honest, watching a process like this is not that fun for me, but I wanted to share my experience with the world and show people what I can do. I did not think that it would be this, how do I say it? Non-charming to record the audio. Anyway, there was a strange hand gesture and facial expression. There I go off screen and back on screen, and look at me, I'm holding a piece with tongs, yay! And that fork is not looking much like a fork. Wow. Anyway, there I go hammering away at what doesn't look like a fork but is supposed to look like a fork. I typically keep my hammer on the ground while I'm not using it. Gives me easy access. Yeah. My forge is made out of a 20-pound, or is it 20 liter? 20 pound or 20 liter, whatever measurement they use for propane tanks. Propane tank. It is insulated with a coating of some kind of heat blanket or whatnot that you're not supposed to inhale, and then cement with a brick on the bottom to give it a flat surface. There's a hole in it for the burner, and yeah, I use matches to light it, and I do not mean short little matches, I mean long, I think they're barbecue matches that I can hold while I ignite the forge and then go throw in the garbage. Because, yeah. Like and subscribe, I guess, if you want. Please like. I don't really care if you subscribe, although it's enjoyable when you do, and gives me more points, and lets me upgrade my YouTube channel, which gives me more options and gives you more options. Anyway, moving on. Let me tell you about today's sponsor, me. I do this of my own free will, and am not paid to do this, because I live somewhere where I cannot be paid to make videos like this without having special things, which I need to wait for enough subscribers and likes and videos to get. So, yes, please appreciate that I have done this. Or don't. Depends if you like this kind of content. If you don't like this kind of content, you probably won't appreciate it, and I understand that. But if you do, you probably will appreciate it, and I understand that as well. So, back to having nothing to talk about, except today's sponsor, Firefox Forgeries. We make things, we sell things, we are just one singular small child who drops pieces. A lot, apparently. I think I dropped it 3 times in a row. Wow. Man, someone get me out of there. Anyway, here I am, probably ruining it again. Yeah. This was recorded with a phone. Both the video and the audio. Couldn't find myself a good camera. If you see a line down my back, that is my spine. Yes, I am skinny. And yes, I wear a hat. A black hat. And I wear a black shirt. And I have black ear muff things. And I have black pants. And I have black boots. I wear a lot of black. I would really appreciate it if you were to comment something that you would want me to talk about, because this is not the best and I don't know what I am doing there. Oh. Well, that means the twist is coming up. That's great. I show you the twist afterwards. What you just saw was my wrench with a stick welded onto it. I use it to clamp onto things that I want to twist. After I put it in the vise, I put it on top and start twisting. And I don't know why I'm dancing. Please ignore the fact that I just was dancing. That was not safe at all. Aha! Twisting will commence shortly. Oh, and it fell. Sort of. More like a lean. And I want it to lean less. There we go. Put the tongs down and block your guys' view. Oh, no, I'm not blocking it. Oh, yes I am. Oh, sort of. There we go. So you can kind of see it happening as I twist my long wrench welded onto a stick, or stick welded onto a wrench, whatever you want to call it. It's technically both because they're welded to each other. Well, yeah, they're both welded to each other. There's not really a difference. So the twist means we're going pretty close-ish, kind of, to the end. And I would like to thank you all for making it this far. I will appreciate it if you continue watching, but I find it understandable if you were to quit now or much sooner. This is not a very fun video. But hey, views mean money possibly in the future if I get enough. Overall, there are a lot of things I need to do. Anyway, here is kind of the meat fork. I've twisted it quite a bit. I believe next I'm going to stick it back in the forge. I don't know when I do it, but eventually I hammered down the bend a little bit, and I danced again. Wow. Is it here that I'm gonna hit the twist? Does not seem like it. Anyway, we have less than 3 minutes left on the video, unless I add something at the end afterwards. Who knows? My dearest teacher, if you are seeing this, and you actually made it this far, even though the video was supposed to be like 2 or 3 minutes that you watch of it, I thank you for bringing us this far. Oh, there we go. There I go, hammering the twist. Just flattening it a little bit to add my signature afterwards, which is FFF for Firefox Forgeries. And no, it is not because of the web browser. It's because the rare mutation that can happen in a common fox's genes, causing it to become a Firefox. Genes with a, like DNA, not pair of genes. Anyway, now that we are approaching the end, I would like to thank you all again, and don't know what I just did. Sorry for my actions and the fact that you can't copy off of this because it is very unsafe. Don't try at home. Kids, adults, anyone, no matter who you are. You can do it in your own way, but Don't blame me. That is my punch. It has a bit that you can take in and out, and it came with a bunch of other bits. It currently has the F in it for fire, fox, and forgeries. Now with it marked, I believe I'm just going to heat it up, and you guys get to watch it cool. Isn't that awesome? You get to watch it cool. Oh, wow. Well, I seemed full of energy. Yeah. Also, as like a last thing to tell all of you, I am a very, very weird person. Most of my friends are weird, and weird, yeah, strange, étrange, pale. That's not a synonym, but it's something I can say, and it's truthful. I'm very, very pale. Anyway, it seems like I did not just heat it up. So, oh, there we go. Leaving it to cool. Turn that off. Oh, no, I didn't turn that off. I adjusted it. Never mind, there we go. There it's cooling. Cooling. Well, bye.